There are some things you aren't remembering correctly about your favorite Legend of Zelda games, like Link's hair color in A Link to the Past, or the name of this fish in Ocarina of Time. I've already made a couple of videos about Mandela Effects and other video game series, so I figured why not just make one more video. I was able to find 5 false memories people have about games in the Legend of Zelda series. With that said, let's get on with the video. If you were to ask a typical fan of Zelda games what color hair Link had in A Link to the Past, that person would probably say Link had blonde hair, since that's his hair color in most of the other games in the series. However, Link's hair has never been blonde in this game, despite some people remembering it being that way. His hair has always been pink, which is definitely pretty strange and bizarre. Now let's take a look at the other major example of the Mandela Effect in Legend of Zelda games. There's an incredibly rare and massive fish you can catch in the fishing pond in Ocarina of Time. Many people who played this game remember this fish being called the Hylian Loach. There are quite a few online guides and YouTube tutorial videos on how to catch the fish, and they all call it by that name. However, this fish was never actually called the Hylian Loach. It is actually called the Hyrule Loach. You can find that out by having the man at the counter examine the fish. I can see why people have this false memory. Hylian Loach actually sounds like the name of a fish. Hyrule Loach just sounds incredibly weird and kind of dumb, to be honest. Now let's get into some of the lesser known Mandela effects. There is a man known simply as the Running Man in Ocarina of Time. At one point in the game, he will challenge you to a race across the world map, starting in Gerudo Valley and ending at the bridge in the Lost Woods. Some people have the memory of actually winning this race. However, it's actually impossible to beat the Running Man. Even if you beat his record time, he will still always beat you by 1 second. This whole race was put into the game by Nintendo to poke fun at players who always feel the need to complete everything in games, and this unwinnable race makes that impossible. I'm assuming the false memories of winning the race probably come from the fact that there was an urban legend back when the game first released, stating that there was actually a way to defeat the Running Man. And since some people may have thought it was real, they've created a false memory in their head of actually doing it. Some people have a false memory about Zelda 2. They remember it being called The Adventures of Link. This is a pretty lame and unimpressive example, so I'm not really going to spend too much time on it. But yeah, some people remember there being an S after the word adventure. That's some pretty exciting stuff. For our final Mandela effect, we will be looking at the scene in Breath of the Wild where Teba gets injured. Many people seem to remember Teba's wing getting injured, but that isn't the case at all. You can clearly see that he is having trouble moving his leg in the cutscene. Not only that, but you can leave the Divine Beast and head back to the flight range to talk to him. He will then mention his injured leg. I'm not sure exactly where this false memory comes from. Maybe it's the fact that Teba is having trouble flying, and people just assumed it must be his wing, since they somehow missed seeing his hurt leg in the cutscene. That's my best guess anyway. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then hit that like button. That will help me out a ton when it comes to this video getting pushed out to more people. With that said, I hope to see everyone in the next video.